Hi everyone! I'm going to tell you about my plans for traveling this summer. I got a job up in Alaska. It's an island resort. So I'm going to be taking care of cabins, making sure they look clean for the guests, basic housekeeping stuff. But that's not the exciting part. The exciting part is that I will get to live in my favorite town in Alaska. It's a beautiful town. It's a little town situated between a mountain on one side and a fjord on the other. So there's this long town that's spread out between a mountain and a beautiful fjord. And I'm gonna get to live right there in the town. And then every day I'll take a boat from the town to the island where I'm working. And I'll get to see really cool wildlife, and I'm basically getting paid to live in Alaska for the summer. And I'm so excited because where I live in Missouri, it's hot in the summer. Like, summers get to be 90 degrees. I hate the heat. Today, I think it's 80 degrees today, and I am sweating. I hate it so much, and it's not even that hot. Like, I can't do heat. It drives me crazy. So I devised an escape plan out of the summers here because I need to go somewhere a little bit more temperate. I can't do the heat. Last summer I was here and I decided this is the last time I'm doing this. So this will be fun. I've been to Seward before, and last time I was there, I didn't get to finish a hike that I really wanted to do. The thing is, I was hiking with my mom and my brother, my younger brother, and we were hiking this beautiful trail up into the mountain, and we were just getting to the tree line where you could see past the trees into the fjord and the scenery down below. And my brother decided that he was not going to hike anymore, so he turned around and ran back down the trail. And he couldn't go by himself. He was pretty young at the time. So we had to follow him, and that cut our hike short. And I told myself that next year when I went up there, I was gonna do it again and make it to the top, or at least to where I could see out and maybe enjoy the view for a little bit. Because I'd been going up there every single year in the summers because of my family's job. But I did not realize that was the last time we were gonna do that. We haven't been up in the summers anymore, and so that was a very unfinished goal of mine, and I intend on finishing that hike next time I go up, which will be this summer. So let's see if I can do that. I need to find people to go with. I'm not hiking alone, don't worry. I am scared to do that because bears. I don't know, it's scary. That's not something I do alone. So that's one of my goals for the summer. I also love gelato. Love gelato. I went to Italy a couple years ago. I had an opportunity to go with some family members, and I was pretty young. I think I was 14 when they told me they were going. So I was like, well, I'm 14. How can I afford to go to Italy? But I really wanted to. I'm like, you know what? This would be really cool to go. So I went and got a job, someone that would hire me at 14. I hated that job so much. I hated it. Every second I worked, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to work. This is the worst thing ever. It was inventory. So we'd go into grocery stores, we'd count everything on the shelves, and it was boring, and I did not like it. I don't like numbers. I don't like math. So I hated it. But every time I went to work, I was like, imagine myself in Italy. In Italy, guys. It got me through it, and as soon as I didn't have to work there anymore, I did, but it paid for my vacation to Italy. And I ate gelato every single day in Italy, maybe twice, maybe 3 times a day, but every day I had gelato. And there's this little shop in Seward that sells gelato, and it's so good. And I'm excited to eat gelato, but I have to be careful because I don't want to go broke because of gelato. Like, that would be fun, but I have more traveling to do, so I'm not letting gelato cancel my travel plans because I want to travel, but I'm still gonna eat gelato because gelato is amazing, and I can't imagine a life without gelato or without traveling, you know? So that'll be fun. I've been trying to convince my friends to go with me to Alaska because who wouldn't want to go to Alaska? But that's not been working out, so I'm gonna be up there by myself trying to figure things out, which it'll be fine. I'm excited. I've traveled by myself before, and I've been to Alaska before, so I know kind of what to expect, and it won't be anything too new, I guess. But I'll have a good time on my own. Just, I've never really lived on my own before, so that would be new. I'm glad that I know how to cook. One of the things I did in Italy was a cooking school, and I won the baking competition. I don't know how, because I wouldn't have chosen my dessert over anyone else's. It was good, it just, there were other better desserts. Mine was a basic vanilla cake with chocolate frosting, and you didn't get to choose what you made. So the group in the cooking school, we got a bucket and everyone reached into it and pulled out a piece of paper, and whatever was written on the paper is what dessert you were making. And I'd say that I think there were like 4 or 5 groups, and some of them were making tiramisu. There was like a blueberry galette, and I got cake with chocolate frosting. Like, that's not special at all, especially when you're in Italy and you could have tiramisu and some other delicious Italian desserts. So I was disappointed because I was like, I wanted to win this thing. I really wanted to, but cake, just plain cake. But I couldn't change my group, so I just went with my group and we started making the cake, and I was in charge of making the frosting and decorating the cake. So I made the frosting, it was fine. And then I didn't like what they had to decorate with, so I went outside, and there's a whole farm and vineyard on the property of the cooking school. So I went out there and I gathered some fruit. I got some grapes, I got some figs, I got some other stuff, I don't remember. Pomegranates, I think. And I went back inside and I sliced the figs really thinly, and they were the most beautiful color on the inside. It was the perfect fig I've ever seen. So I decorated the cake with the fruit from the villa, the cooking school. And we went to the baking competition room where we all put our cakes out there, and we had to, presentation was a big part of the thing too. So it wasn't just how it tasted, it was like how you presented it, what it looked like, and how you presented it to the judges. So my group asked me to be in charge of presentation, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I was being silly with one of the other kids in my class and group, and we were talking in funny accents, and I decided to use my accent that I was talking in to present my cake. It was kind of a Russian accent, it was cool. I'm not gonna do that now because I don't want to, but I went up to present the cake, and before I started talking, I played Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, which is da-da-da-da. It's dramatic, and so is my accent. And somehow I won the competition with my group. I don't know how, but I was so glad. It was fun. I had a good time, and so that was a really fun part of Italy. And I was talking about my cooking experience, and that went to the whole story of Italy, which is fun. But let's get back to Alaska now. So I'm gonna be cooking on my own for every meal, which is gonna be different because I still live at home, and even though I cook a lot, I don't cook for myself for every single meal. So I don't know. I love cooking. I do. It's just I'm gonna feel like I'm forced to cook now, and maybe that will be fun, and maybe I'll hate it. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine. It will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun to go to the grocery store and get food for myself and not have to like write my name on it because my siblings are gonna eat everything. But it's also gonna be a lot of work. So I'm just really excited for the summer. It'll be something new, and I'll get a chance to see a lot of wildlife. There's the bay that we're going to be taking the boat back and forth from the island to is famous for whale watching and other sea life. So that'll be really, really cool to see all that wildlife every day just on my way to work. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll tell you more about my trip later on. Bye.